Ladies, gentlemen, and Associated Snowkin, welcome to the official pilot episode of Almost Live, a podcast with two idiots, not enough equipment, and equipment that is not of good quality. You will hear background noise quite often, and we will try our very hardest to keep it out. But there's a good chance that it will not happen.
Trying our hardest being a very loose term.
Very, very loose. It's probably going to be me just turning down the gain on most of our vocal tracks, which means you won't hear us either. But it's okay.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But yes, this is the Almost Live podcast. We're going to be probably recording a shorter episode today. Just kind of getting you guys used to who we are as two people, as individuals, and as a group, and what we hope this podcast will be. I can start this off. I'm Nick, also known as the Nomad. A little over 20-some years old. Like long walks to the beach and margaritas.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I'm trying to make this professional, but it doesn't sound like it at all. Okay, we're going to get into some real shit. We're making a podcast. I want to make a podcast. Didn't work for about 2.5 to 3 months, if I'm being honest. No disrespect between any companies, but Ableton Live sucks so bad. Bought a MacBook. We're on GarageBand now, and it's working like a fucking dream.
I still haven't even explained who I am yet. You're just
I'm
going.
sorry, I took it over. Go ahead, you lead in, go for it, man. I'll sit back.
I'm Austin, also known as Crow. I'm a little over 20 years old, and I'm hating life one day at a time.
Isn't everyone?
Okay, continue with what you're saying.
As an introduction to us, we also want to go into a little bit of our background, because a lot of people that do, shows together, whatever, like take news anchors, for example. You could start a news channel, and you have two main anchors. They might only know each other before the first, episode of the news for maybe, an hour or two. But even though, with our age, me and Crow have known each other for over a decade, and we have over a decade of stories, so we're hoping that we can, to certain extents, tell y'all on the podcast. So, really, we want to go into how we met, and I'll let Crow take it off from the beginning, just to give his little point of view into our second and third grade lives.
Fuck, it was back in like second, third grade?
You were second, I was third, I believe. It might have been third and fourth.
That sounds more accurate.
Yeah, maybe, because I knew the two kids down the street, so
Yeah.
maybe it was third and fourth. But either way, take it off.
So, way back then, everyone's weird in their own special way. I was the kind of person who didn't really have any friends. So I bullied the fuck out of people.
Dude, you bullied me like it wasn't even a thing.
And it got to the point where me and Nomad were on the same bus, because at the time we lived in the same neighborhood.
About 5 houses away, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, not too far. And I didn't know him, but I knew he lived close, so personally, I'm like, alright, fuck it. You're getting bullied the most, because I know where you live. And I don't know why, to be honest, but over time, I just started spitting in his hair. Because I was a douche. I enjoyed what I did. I'm an asshole. That's who I am. I've come to
Accept,
yeah, pretty much.
embrace,
Yeah.
make it your only goal in life to make sure everyone knows.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna let Nomad take the rest of this one.
Yeah, as he said, we were just sitting there on the bus, and I remember this like it was yesterday, because honestly, it traumatized me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd just be sitting on the bus. It'd usually be right before his house. There's a bus stop on a corner of the other end of my street, and then he'd stop for his house, and then they'd stop for mine. It's usually in between the other end of my street and his stop. He'd just lean over and be like, hey. And I'd look up, because I don't know who's talking, and he'd just go, and just spit right into my fucking face. And I remember one day, it was I want to say early in the school year, somewhere in the fall, maybe early winter, and I just looked at him, I wiped the spit off my face, and I just went, you know what? You look like you need a friend. And he was like, yeah, I was so sad and lonely.
Hey, fuck you, I wasn't that sad. I was
Yeah.
spitting in your hair. I was having fun with it.
Yeah, you were that sad on the inside. And
Aren't we
so
all?
he got off. So I was like, "I'll be your friend." And he got off the bus. He walked over to his house and he looked in the window and he just pointed at it. And I was like, "Sounds good. That's where I need to be." And then I got off the bus, dropped myself up, and I said, "Mom, I made a new friend." And then I went over and we hung out, and the rest is history. Not necessarily history because we remember a lot of the good times we had, but yeah, that was, God, I'm 22. So that would have been over 10 years ago. That would have been 13 years ago that he spat in my face.
So back 13, actually coming on 14 soon, after this summer's over.
Yeah, somewhere near that. 14. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, our friendship does not feel old, but personally I do.
Definitely.
Like, I know in the grand scheme of things, I am not as old as a lot of people.
I already have back pains.
But
This is an
I'm
issue.
pretty sure I have arthritis. I just stretched last Saturday. I stretched a week ago. And since then, my elbow just has not been able to support weight. I'm pretty sure that I just broke my elbow just, yawning. But it's neither here nor there. Fuck.
Yeah.
We gotta get used to this blank space stuff. We'll end the story and we'll just be like,
Shit, now what?
yeah, just nothing. I mean, we could probably go into a little bit of our childhood together. I mean, I personally remember me and you sitting in the den. It had to have been one of our first sleepovers. Couldn't have been more than 3 weeks after we met each other. And we just sat there playing. I want to say, I don't know the name, but I know it was something like along the lines of Shrek Brawl.
Oh, definitely.
Like,
I remember
it was
that
based
too.
off of the Shrek franchise. And I remember us sitting there, probably from 9 to like 4 or 5 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Just playing that game, beating it multiple times. Just like I want to say, it's not a third person because it's not attached. So I'd say second to fourth person, just melee game.
Yeah.
But it was 3D. It wasn't linear like Smash Brothers. I remember
course.
that. I remember us sitting there and just playing that for
And
honestly far too long.
And of course, I was playing as Shrek. I beat your ass.
I did pretty
so
good.
many times.
Well, we did that. We did a versus, but we also did the co-op campaign.
That is true.
The co-op campaign is what we did, and I remember us cracking Humpty Dumpty.
Oh, definitely.
Like no one's business. That shit was fun. And then Crow actually, a few years after that, because we had been friends, we'll go to the park. There's a forest with a creek near our house where we built forts like every other child did. But I want to say it was probably somewhere near maybe 6th grade, so about 2 to 4 years after we met.
Yeah.
This motherfucker disappeared.
Yeah, So, at the time, I was having family issues, so I had to move out of the house.
Wow, we did. I was about to say, geez, I didn't ask for a life story, but then I remembered that this is
our life story.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, so, I moved out of the house, but I didn't tell anybody I was moving. I just fucking vanished. So, a lot of the kids at the middle school thought I died.
I didn't know what happened to him. I just remembered, he had left. We'll say it was a Monday. We'll say he left on a Monday, and Monday evening, Tuesday, I'm on the bus and he's not there. I'm like, I'm like, dang it, my friend's sick. He's my buddy. He's my pal. He's my compadre, and I'm just missing his presence on this bus because we didn't go to the same school this point.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, because I was at Lincoln.
We never actually went to the same school.
Not at the same time.
Yeah, not at the same time.
But yeah, I was at Lincoln. He was across the parking lot at Parker because for some reason our school district just decides to put two elementary schools approximately 200 feet away from each other.
It was a really weird setup.
It was. They could have just combined.
Definitely.
Neither here nor there. It's in the past. Who cares?
Yeah, whatever.
I was just like, oh man, my friend he's sick today. I'm missing my friend. But I survived, 15, 20-minute bus ride, went home. Obviously, he wasn't there then either. Next day, I get on the bus, my happy little ass in my giant backpack, and again, he's not there. And this had to have been around, I want to say, actually, it would have been 7th grade.
Would it?
Because I had a phone. Because I remember texting you, I'm like, yo, where are you at?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I texted you and you're like, dude, I moved. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you would think, feel free in the comments down below Who else would be massively offended if their closest friend that they're, just inseparable with disappeared out of nowhere and didn't tell you?
Again, I didn't tell anyone. But
there's a difference.
I packed
There's
all my
a difference.
bags and left.
If tomorrow I was like, you know what, I'm going to move halfway across the country, there's a few people I wouldn't tell.
You almost did!
Yes!
You almost fucking left me!
Again, that's in the future.
That's in the past.
No one cares. Well, future from this point.
Correct.
Future from this point of story.
That's fair.
But I digress. If anyone, if I left tomorrow, there are people I would tell, i.e. my parents, my family, probably you.
Your wife.
She would probably be coming with me.
It's debatable, but okay.
Actually, she couldn't if I was moving across the country, because my wife is part of the National Guard. But yeah, if I moved across the country, there's people I would tell, i.e., like I said, family, friends, whatever.
Yeah.
But you know who I wouldn't tell? The high school assembly team at my work. Because you know why? They probably don't care. Half the kids in your middle school probably didn't know who the hell you were. They were just like, oh, look, it's that kid with black Bieber hair and dressed like he wants to shoot up the school. School shootings are not okay. I want to just toss this in right now. Don't shoot up a school. But honestly,
unless everyone's being a dick, then by all means, just fire off.
Don't, dude. We're getting age restricted.
I'm kidding.
We're getting age restricted because of you. Great. Now our audience is now 18 plus. Congratulations.
I would hope so.
I mean, yeah, probably, honestly. But yeah, he was super gothic in the day, and probably no one knew who you were.
No one still knows who I am.
Exactly. But you know who does know who you are?
You.
Me.
And that's terrifying.
And I think I deserve to know when my friend is moving. Anyway, we've gone on way too long with that.
Yeah.
He moved, he was gone. But fast forward about 4 to 5 years. I have, kind of gone on with my life. I've made new friends. I've lost new friends. Whatever. I'm sitting in my house. And I'm just, sitting down, max and relax and all cool, watching TV. And I hear the doorbell ring. Walk over the door, open it up. Lo and behold, Crow's bitch ass is standing on my fucking doorstep. I was like, dude, where you been? And he said, I came back. I want to say it wasn't for the summer. Was it the whole summer?
Yeah, I think it was the whole summer.
I believe, yeah, actually, I believe it was. I believe it was the whole summer, yeah. He comes back and we went to, what was it? Where did we go? It was with Sharon. Fucking mini golf.
Yeah.
So we went to play mini golf like nothing happened. Like nothing. Like he was never gone.
Like friendship reignited.
Reignited in a second. Rekindled love at first sight. We're not gay.
Yet.
We're just not gay. He's my heterosexual life partner. I want to give credit to my older brother for coining that. I don't know if he heard it from somewhere and just adopted it, but as far as I know, he created the heterosexual life partner kind of name. And I'm just going to give the credit to him because I don't know who else to give the credit to. But I'm going to let Austin take a second and tell a little bit about his time apart from his lovely best friend.
All right.
Give him a little mic time.
Okay. So, shortly after I left the house, I went to my grandparents' house. I was there for, I'd say, maybe a year and a half. Didn't really like it there all too much, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll move in with my dad in South Carolina. Moved there for about another 2 years. Ooh, excuse me. But it kind of got to the point where he couldn't really support me anymore. We were having issues between, fighting a lot, him being gone, whatever.
This is a podcast, not a therapy session.
Hey, fuck you! This is my life story. Shut up.
Yeah, it's your life story. We don't need to go into specific details. Like, okay, here, let's interview you. How much does your father make in an annual year? What is his social security number? His street he grew up on? What's his first pet's name?
He's never had a pet. I know that for a fact.
Excuse me. His pet is sitting in front of me.
Just because I was his bitch doesn't mean I was his pet.
Bitch is a female dog, and that pretty much fits you with your long ass fucking grease hair.
Once again, so I moved out of there, I moved back up here, and I continued on with my school year.
Yeah, but here's the crazy thing about him moving back, right? at the point in time during my life, during all of his doing that, we'd talk to each other occasionally. I dated this chick. He said, "Yo, about to, scoot my way over and steal your bitch." Which, by the way, that pissed me off. That was bad.
Oh, I'm fully aware of that.
That was bad. But I'm going whatever. I moved halfway across the country due to complications with the people I was living with. Their logon involved a lot of, vandalism, abuse, whatever. And so I lived halfway across the country over in Pittsburgh. I want to say for about 5 to 6 months. And then I moved back to Minnesota. Mm-hmm. I come back and I'm longboarding. Just to ease tension, just around the neighborhood. Nice little 15-minute loop.
Yeah.
I look to my left as I'm passing my good old pal's old house. And he walks out the front door. Haven't talked to him in probably... God, it must have been like 8 months. Because it was before I moved. I don't think I talked to you while I was gone.
No, you didn't.
And he just walks out. So I stopped my tracks, whatever. Like, dude, what is up? How you been? Let's chill. And since then, inseparable. We've just been sitting with each other our whole lives.
Yeah. I mean, it's... Granted, we have had our times going in and out through friendships.
He has stabbed me with an actual knife.
I wouldn't say I didn't mean to, because I did.
Oh yeah, you fully... Here's the story behind that. We're sitting at a youth group, and I'm chilling with my cool friends, and he was back just for a little bit. We weren't really talking at this point. We weren't really close friends. It was during one of those, spread apart times of our friendship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, watch this. Walk over, like, yo, why are you sitting on the front porch like a creep? And he sits there, and he's maybe yelling back at me. I don't exactly remember the details of what you said.
It's been a while.
I remember my point of view. And I walk up, and he gets all defensive, stands up, whips out his little penknife, and holds it up. I'm like, what are you going to do, stab me? And then he stabbed me right in the wrist. I still have a scar from it. It's on the outside of my left wrist. And it's just... You know how stupid I felt at that point in time? Like, oh, what are you going to do, stab me? I just gave him
stabbed?
I essentially gave you the... I didn't give you the idea, but I gave you the motive.
Yeah.
I gave you the reason to do so.
And
honestly,
the motive and the opportunity.
I gave you the opportunity. I almost caught your arm, though. I almost got you. Almost got you. But, yeah, our friendship has since blossomed since those ugly days of us being at each other's throat, attacking each other. God, just good times together.
Definitely good times. A lot of bad times, but more good times.
Yeah, a lot of bad times. Let's see. Our good times, they are lesser so in our memory. With a lot of people, you'll have a good time, but most of all in your head, the bad times, the bad things people have said, that's what really sticks in your head.
Definitely.
So when you think about it through our friendship, we could probably bring up every time we've gotten into an argument, more or less what it was about, what happened with it, but we don't really remember all of the good times, the good stories, and everything such as that.
Correct.
But just thinking about because it's 13 years of us being together. We could probably bring up about 9 bad stories, and there's probably, I'd say, somewhere near 2 a year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it'd be more. More or less. Yeah, more or less about 2 a year.
Yeah.
The things that at least we can remember. But if it's 2 a year, that's 1 every 6 months. That's in between. There's probably 4 to 5.5 months of just grand old times.
Oh, definitely.
Sneaking out at night, walking to Walmart when we were 12. that was the worst of ideas.
Granted, it was only maybe 3 miles away from the house.
Oh, dude, no, it's not even 3 miles. I've clocked it. It's 1.2.
Oh, damn.
All right. We're just slow. We just had tiny little legs. Just put a pattern all up. We were about the same height when we were younger. We were younger, is pretty close. About near puberty, end of middle school, early high school. That's when you shot up like a goddamn rocket.
Spiny little shit my entire life.
You grew like a weed.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You grew like a fucking weed. You got so tall. It pissed me off so much.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to believe, I want to say it's quote unquote science of me drinking coffee since I was 12 and it stunted my growth. But honestly, my mom's short. My dad's not that tall either, so I can't really blame it on the coffee, even though I wish I could. It's a bad time for me, having to look up to someone I look down upon.
Yeah.
Not actually. I have a certain amount of respect for my co-host. What amount of respect that may be is...
I mean, I would hope you respect me. Otherwise, there's no point in me being here.
No, there's a point of you being here. If I was talking to myself, this would be a really weird podcast.
That is true. That's definitely true.
You could always bring in, some 12-year-old that wants to get on YouTube and make a name for himself, even though this is...
Oh, like your brother.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could probably have him on.
Eventually.
Yeah, a lot of people that listen to, a lot of podcasts I've listened to, they bring on, other... Like, there's a lot of people, they're YouTube. They've come from the YouTube community, or they're in the YouTube community. They'll bring up other people from that community, other creators.
Yeah.
And, they just bring it in for a shameless plug. Some streamers, some live action people. I mean, my brother streams. We could probably bring him in. Don't have to pay him anything for being here.
Oh, of course not.
Just because, he'd just be like, oh yeah, here's my YouTube. Oh yeah, Villanova YouTube on YouTube, by the way. Check him out. Give him a sub. He's got a competition. Actually, no, the competition's over.
Is it?
Yeah, because school ended.
Oh,
it was a competition between him and about 5 of his friends, just to see who can get the most subscribers by the end of the school. I don't think he won. I want to say it was like $20. So honestly, who cares?
It's just low bills.
Amount. A small amount, low bills, low greens. But enough about other people. They're boring. Let's talk about us. So yeah, he comes back out of nowhere. We're jumping around a lot, by the way. This is our first podcast. We haven't recorded both of us on a mic before. The most I've done is just occasional mic checks.
Yeah, this is quite literally our first time talking into 2 different mics.
This motherfucker ain't even looked inside the microphone.
Nah, I've been looking at him the whole fucking time.
Well, no, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying, like, in the grand scheme of, like, our entire setup, I don't even think he spoke into the microphone while it was recording.
Oh, definitely not.
100% not. And actually, we had a discussion beforehand about whether or not you're actually be able to talk into a microphone, and you're doing pretty well.
Thank you.
I mean, we still have blank spots, but that's as much as my fault as it is yours.
Yes.
But I digress. We are beginners. It'll happen. Hopefully we'll get better with time, and hopefully people pay attention to us. Because, I mean, we don't have to get big. I don't want to be some, multi-millionaire off of podcasts. I mean, you know how stupid that would sound, walking into Bill Gates' new housewarming where he buys a mansion on the moon, just like, oh, cool, well, yes, Elon Musk walks up to you like, oh, I invented Tesla, space rockets and whatever. What are you here for?
It's like, I'm talking to a microphone.
I'm talking to a microphone. People listen to me. Like,
the fuck?
No, like, our dream of what, at least for me, we can go back and forth with what he thinks, but for me, what I want this podcast to be is I want it to be essentially an outlet for us to, share, our feelings. Like, say, something happens in the news, like the inevitable. I mean, it's 2019 now. There's unfortunately been a lot of terrorist attacks in our country and overseas, and a lot of school shootings, mass murders. And this podcast, I don't want it to have a specific set course of what we talk about. Like NPR is more political. There's the Tiny Meat Gang, Cody Code and Noel Miller. They talk a lot about, news. Great show. Would you agree?
Definitely.
Great show. They talk a lot about their own stuff because they're both YouTube personalities. They go around, they do tours, they do everything. But I don't really want to have a set course for this podcast. I want it to evolve into what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
I want it to exist just kind of like, it doesn't matter when you listen to this. You could listen to it at work while you're working, just, have some background noise, or you could, draw yourself a nice hot bath, light some candles, just
welcome to our ASMR video.
Yeah, welcome to our ASMR video here. Today we're going to be screaming into the microphone. Yeah, I want it to just be an outlet. Something bad happens in the news that we all hear about. We want to be able to talk about that, share our feelings. Maybe if we get some monetization through this, maybe we'll be able to share some of our quote unquote mass of wealth. With the victims, the families, try to help with relief efforts. Talk about that. Some new games release. We want to be able to talk about that, share our opinions on that, i.e. Breakpoint, Tom Clancy title coming out October.
I don't know what.
October 15th, 2019. It's a great game. You should definitely pre-order that. But enough about me talking about games that I'm obsessed with. I think we should. It should evolve into that, just so we can talk, shoot the shit. If something doesn't happen during the week, fine. We'll tell one of our crazy stories about times we almost got arrested, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. We don't do anything illegal.
No, nothing illegal. Nothing at all.
What's a weed?
What's a weed? There's a bee?
There's a bee.
Yeah, Mom, I don't do anything illegal. Also, don't tell anyone anything that I may or may not allegedly do because it may ruin me.
Mom, if you're listening, please turn it off.
Your mom's not listening.
Of course she's not.
Let's be honest.
I can still try.
Neither of our parents are listening. They hear enough of us already. They're already annoyed with us.
My parents never see me.
That's true. Okay, we all know what I want this podcast to be. Crow, take it away. See, what do you want this to become? Because we come from different quote unquote backgrounds, and we have different views, different opinions on certain things. I want to know what you want this to be.
Well, personally, I mean, if you guys have heard of the Misfits, I mean, I don't necessarily want to get that big.
Oh my god, but I do.
I mean,
Everyone definitely 100% on YouTube, on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. Check out the Misfits. It's Fitz, Swagger Souls, Toby on the telly, also known as John on the radio. Motherfucking Zuckles. All those guys are fantastic. They are just great shows.
amazing people.
I can't even speak. Incredible content. Just check them out. We don't want to have any competition. We might have some, like small little fun feuds.
Of course.
But we just want to respect everybody else that's out there. We want to respect the other podcast gangs. It's not an easy industry to be in, and granted, we don't even know that much about the industry in itself.
We know nothing about the industry.
I know a little bit. I've listened to enough podcasts.
Okay, I know nothing about the industry.
True. But yeah, we just want to give a whole bunch of love for them. Anyway, I'm sorry for interrupting. Crow, take it away.
Fuck, I forgot where I was.
You were talking about how you don't want to be as big as the Misfits, which is probably a lie.
Yes. I mean, granted, I do want to. I want to become a bigger name between for the two of us, but it's more or less the fact of I don't want to become too well known to where if we're out in public, someone's going to recognize me.
But that's the beautiful thing about podcasts. The only thing they have to go off of for our voice is the profile picture on our Twitter and YouTube.
That is fair.
And that doesn't even show our actual faces. Those are hand-drawn on, honestly, the Pen-Up app on my phone.
They're not bad, but they need improvement. We all know
they could definitely use improvement, but they're pretty good. That's the beautiful thing about podcasts. People don't know what our actual faces look like. You could probably pin 500 people to either one of our pictures.
Yeah, I could see that.
But, if we ever do live action, then we're pretty much fucked. But
yeah. But again, I don't want to become too big, but I still want to have I still want us to have a name for ourselves out in the industry.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. Just not big enough to where we'd be, I don't know the right words for it, maybe a threat? Not big enough that we'd be a threat to other people, oh, these guys are big, they're taking over the industry and whatever, nobody else can come up. Because honestly, who cares what your stuff is about? I've listened to podcasts that are as big as Views with David Dobrik, where that kid, every plug he puts on there, he's probably making at least $10,000.
Definitely.
If not more. I've listened to everything from that to some dude that was local that interviews people before they go to 5 or more years in prison. He just talks to them about their life and what led them to where they are and why they did what they did. And that guy doesn't. I've read into his bio and I've talked to him. He doesn't even make enough off of it to even pay anyone else to be part of it. He's looking for volunteers to help with that. So I've listened personally myself to anywhere from some of the top to the, I won't say lowest of the low, because the guy does a great thing with his podcast. I believe I want to say it's called Postmortem.
I have no idea.
Or something along those lines. I know you don't. It was more of a solo thing for me.
Yeah.
But I won't say the lowest of the low, but the more unpopular, the ones that haven't quite branched out enough for people to really be jumping in on their podcast game. But I don't know. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I don't want to monopolize.
Yeah, monopolize. That's a good word for it.
Yeah, I don't want to monopolize the industry to become too big to where other podcasts that are starting like ours, is not like ours is now, to not be able to make a name for Sorry.
I think what you're saying is he doesn't want to put a tarp over the industry.
Yes, correct.
If we put it, we put a tarp over it, nobody's ever going to be able to get out of that. We put rocks on the edges, no one's going to be able to bust through unless they have a knife. which I don't even know what a knife would be in the podcast.
I don't know.
Maybe out of nowhere, just Eddie Murphy comes out of retirement. Eddie Murray, Brendan Fraser, and Jack Black start a podcast. That'd be a pretty big knife.
You have like Sam Jackson, if you made a podcast, he's chopping right through it.
I'm tired of these motherfucking white kids on my motherfucking podcast game. But, we don't want it to be too big. We don't want it to be too small. We want to be in that nice little middle point. Personally, I think it'd be great if we could be able to, not with just the podcast, but between podcasts, maybe some live action sketch stuff, maybe do some, work around in other industries, so where we'd be able to just do this kind of thing as an income. Yeah. Not to really overload our bank accounts where we're, tossing bills, going to clubs, driving Ferraris, as cool as fun as that would be. Just
Ferraris aren't my thing.
Okay, well, still, nice cars,
Continue.
luxury vehicles, luxury life. Just enough to, be able to, get a house. It doesn't need to be nothing fancy. Just get a house, get a sedan, be able to support ourselves, our families, and whatever may come up in that.
Yeah.
Just to be able to do that. Because, honestly, this is the kind of thing I would love. I would love to be able to, just once, twice, maybe we can go do the podcast twice a week.
Eventually.
Yeah, maybe eventually. But just be able to sit down with my buddies, have some higher profile guests. Because granted, right now, I could get some local people, music people, and then little brothers on YouTube, get him going in on here. My older brother's a chef. Don't know whenever that would be able to happen.
No idea.
But, just get higher profile people even on there, too. Get, governors. Maybe, it'd be cool as, maybe not this president, but we're not a political podcast, but I don't support the Big Orange Oompa Loompa, just personally. I didn't like Hillary either.
I don't care for politics.
Everyone vote Bernie.
Don't at me for anything.
Don't at me, bro. But just get higher profile people. Be able to make this something that a large variety of people could look into and find enjoyment, at least in some episodes.
Yeah.
But that pretty much, I think that covers a good majority of
who we are and what we want to be.
Yeah, who we are, how we met, what we want to be. Do you want to share one of our funny stories? One of our adventures, some of the fun things that we have accomplished and we have done in our lives?
I would, but I'll let you tell the story this time.
I don't know what story we're talking about. Because if it's the story that I'm thinking of, which is our big one, our massive one, our drop your pants and just shit on the ground from how crazy this is.
Oh no, we're not dropping that one just yet.
Yeah, that'll be.
We'll wait for that one.
If we make it to 100 episodes, maybe that'll be what that is. Our 100th episode.
Definitely.
Our 100th episode, we will drop that story of what allegedly happened to younger white guys in the Midwest. But I don't really know what story we could even tell. It's a tough one, because we have so many stories,
Definitely.
but a lot of them may or may not land us in trouble.
We told them about the Target story.
Yeah, feel free to leave in the comments below also. Everyone shoplifts, right?
At some age.
I forgot that I can't hear them.
yeah, that's a valid point.
Everyone shoplifts at some age, and I know that my grandmother is going to be listening to this because I told her I would send a link to it because she's proud of me.
It's Mugga, right?
Yes.
Hi, Mugga.
Hi, Mugga. Good to see you. Tell Ken I said hi.
You can't see her.
Are you the only one that can see her?
No, you just said, it's good to see you. You can't see her. They can't see us.
Okay, I see what you're going to do. Hi, Mugga. Glad you're listening. I hope you're not too disappointed in what I have created with far too many paychecks. And tell Ken I said hi. Have fun square dancing, as I'm sure you will be doing this evening. But yes, the Target story. So, approximately, we'll say 5 to 10 minutes from where we both lived at this point in time, there is a Super Target. And us being the younger degenerates that we are, we grew up in different backgrounds, but came to the same point of where we didn't have money, so why are we paying for things?
Yeah.
And so we did a little allegedly. This is what in case you're wondering, this is 100% made up. We didn't do anything here, even though the factual parts of this story are 100% accurate.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Allegedly. There's allegedly a Target about 5 to 10 minutes from our house.
And we just we decided to do a little slide on through, see what we could sneak our little grubby fingers on. And I don't remember exactly what was got. I remember I had some Assassin's Creed figurines because I'm a giant fan of the franchise. I just want to get little pop figures. I want to say we both had figurines and games.
Yes, we did.
Some PlayStation, Xbox,
Yeah.
Wii, whatever. And we're walking out of the store, pants full of happiness, in a non-sexual way.
Mm-hmm.
And we're walking towards the doors, and these doors, it's about closing time. So these doors are closed, and we just stood there, and we were like, oh, crap, I don't know if that door's open. Can we go out that way? And a gentleman walked past us and was going out the door. And I was like, oh, cool, the doors are still open. We can still use this side, because I know Walmart closes one half of their doors just to keep traffic on one side. And so we're like, oh, cool, we can go out that way. So we follow this gentleman out, and about halfway through the median between the two automatic doors, the guy turns around and goes, hello, gentlemen, what's in your pants? And I'm pretty sure at that point...
These nuts?
These nuts?
Sorry.
But I'm pretty sure at that point we both shit ourselves.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A little bit on the inside. And I know personally myself, I was like, nothing? What are you talking about? Who are you, sir? You're wearing khakis.
At this point, I wasn't saying a
Actually,
fucking
he wasn't wearing
word.
khakis. He was wearing blue jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Crow was not saying a word. He was being absolutely zero help, or all the help that I could need. One of the two, because we both know that you should not.
Yeah, I
exactly.
didn't want to incriminate myself, so I just kept my mouth shut.
Which honestly was probably a good idea.
Definitely.
But we say nothing, sir. Why would you think that we have such things? He's like, listen, I'm a secret shopper. I've been told that's not the correct term, but that's what I'm going to use. I'm a secret shopper with Target. I've walked around with you guys. I know you guys have stuff. We can either take care of this right here, right now, and not have to get the police involved, or we will have to call the police, and you will probably be brought to jail and fined. And at that point, I was like, you know what? It's not worth getting arrested. So I was like, all right, yeah, I have some figurines, we have some games. We're just trying to get a thrill. And he's like, all right, step into here, and he opens this hidden door.
Oh, yeah. You don't see this from the outside. It's just, poof,
yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, you really can't even see the door. I mean, it's painted to match, but
yeah.
I don't think anyone really notices it. We walk in this little back office. He sits us down in some chairs, and he's like, all right, take out your contraband, which may be the correct word, may not. And so I'm sitting there. I take out, probably, I'd say 4 to 6 games.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. Set it down on the desk that's in there. Crow, what did you have with you that you were taking out?
At the time, I had Nightmare Before Christmas pop figurines that I really wanted.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I just gave him the pop figurines.
Yeah, just put them up on the desk. And we're talking, and we're just talking to the guy. He makes us fill out these reports, what our name is, driver's license numbers, takes pictures of us to make sure to put it on the thing. Just pretty much talking with them. And then he has I want to say the assistant manager or the manager of the branch, one of the two, walks in. He's talking to us like, what do you guys think you're doing? Why are you doing this? You're this old. Whatever. Mm-hmm. And towards the end of it, we were, talking back and forth. And then they were laughing a little bit. We were laughing. It wasn't a bad experience in itself. Yeah. I mean, it was a bad circumstance, but not a bad experience. They're very nice people. All respect to them. And the guy that initially caught us, he was like, all right, so we're not going to call the police. We're not going to fine you. There's going to be no fines because you guys were very cooperative. After your initial, shock of, no, I didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. You guys are very cooperative, so we're not going to do anything. But we are going to have to ban you from this location for a year. You were not able to come back. If you walk in the door, you will be arrested on site.
Which honestly flew by. I didn't even realize that year until it was 3 years past.
No, we remember because we went back on the anniversary.
Did we?
Yeah, because we had the paper. Because you
had the paper. I didn't get it.
Yeah, we'll tell that part after. So he just says that we're not allowed back for a year, and we're like, okay, yes, that's reasonable. We will not be back. We apologize for any inconvenience. We're just trying to get through whatever.
Won't happen again.
Let's just go. We shake hands, say bye, whatever. Go out to the car, and we sit in my car, and I just start giggling, and I'm laughing, and Crow starts laughing a little bit too, just from it. And I was like, no, dude, you don't know why I'm laughing. He's like, well, why are you laughing? And I was like, dude, and I reach into my pants and I take out these 3 to 4 pop figurines that I still had in there. And I was like, dude, it's great. He's like, dude, I know why I'm laughing. And he pulls out some games. We are sitting in that office for, I would say, somewhere close to 30 to 45 minutes.
Definitely.
And the entire time, if they would have decided to pat us down, we would have 100% went to jail. Because we only gave them half the contraband that we
Allegedly.
had. Yeah, allegedly. This never happened. Wink, wink. And so we're just laughing because it's not good to steal. Don't steal, kids.
Don't steal. It's not good.
It's not good. It's a bad decision. We've since grown past it. It's not worth the risk. You'd mess up your record, especially if you're over 18. You could mess yourself up for life.
Yes.
It'd be a bad experience. But at this point in time, we thought it was funny. But as we were saying with the papers regarding that, you may remember about 2 to 5 minutes ago when I said, no fines will be against you for what you have done today. Lo and behold, about a month later, I get mail from Target Incorporated saying that I was being fined for about, I want to say $1,500.
I'm not sure.
It was a lot. It was a good amount of money.
Yeah, it was a decent amount of money.
And I went, because my mother opened the mail. And I don't know if she knew this, and if not, she does now. But I was told that I was not going to get a fine. So honestly, I didn't pay attention to it. I didn't do anything about it. And nothing ever even came up from it. So I'm pretty sure they realized their mistake and, nothing gone on past that. Mm-hmm. But Crow didn't get one.
Yeah, I didn't get any notice, no fines, nothing.
I got multiple pieces of mail. Multiple from them saying, if you don't do anything, we're going to take action. And I was like, no, you're not, because I have my own piece of paper that says that you're not going to take action.
The fuck?
Why? Why would you send that out? Like, is it a scare tactic? Why? I was already scared. I already shit my pants sitting in that office for 45 minutes. Why? Why would you do that? But yeah, nothing ever came up of it. And like I said earlier, on the 1-year anniversary of us getting banned, when our ban was lifted, we went back. We didn't steal anything, by the way, on the return trip. One
of us didn't.
Oh, you did? Wait, no. This is news to me. This is fresh from the press. Tell me, what did you do?
I don't remember exactly what I took, but I do remember the day we went back, I left with more shit.
Well, one of us learned our lesson, and that one of us is me. But we went back on the anniversary. We walked around just to say we were there. Like, hey, we did it. We didn't come back for you. We're not going to get arrested.
Yay.
And now, go figure, I'm married to one of the employees that worked at that Target.
Yep.
So, ain't that a pip? So that's our Target story.
Yeah.
And but I would say that pretty much concludes a little bit about us, what we want this to be. Some of the weird anecdotes of who we are and, how we've become who we are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this has been the pilot episode. The first episode.
Very first.
The very first recording.
With many more to come.
Many more to come. We'll keep doing this until we are dead.
Probably, yeah.
Probably until we're dead, or until it's really, really not worth doing anymore.
Whichever comes first.
If 3 years go by and we still have one view, which is my grandmother, then we'll probably call it quits at that point. But even if we have a community, 200 people to listen, that's 200 people that are looking forward to hearing our unpleasing voices and our sad, sad stories and our horrible reviews of things.
Yeah.
So, it may be 200 people with, bad life choices, but it's 200 people that are looking forward to us. So yes, many more podcasts to come. Make sure to, check us out on Twitter. Maybe if you like what we do, give us a follow. We're going to try to keep up to date on it and keep it, up to date.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
really
the first episode, we're not doing too good.
We're still figuring things out.
We'll try to keep it up to date.